Hey there everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the annals of history. We're not talking about boring textbook history, we're uncovering the shocking, the unexpected, the downright unbelievable. So, buckle up because we're about to embark on a wild ride through 10 shocking facts that will completely change your opinion about history. Alright, let's kick things off with a big one. The Great Wall of China, this iconic structure stretching over 13,000 miles, is often touted as the only human-made object visible from space. But here's the kicker. It's not true. Astronauts have confirmed that while the Great Wall is impressive from orbit, it's not unique in its visibility. The visibility of objects from space depends on various factors, including lighting and atmospheric conditions. While the Great Wall is long, it's relatively narrow and blends in with the surrounding landscape. So, how did this myth take hold? The sheer scale of the wall is awe-inspiring, making it easy to imagine it being visible from space. Next up, we're tackling a historical figure shrouded in myth, Napoleon Bonaparte. Now, if you picture Napoleon, you might envision a short, stocky figure strutting around with a fierce complex. But guess what? Napoleon wasn't actually short. This pervasive image is a historical inaccuracy. One theory points to British propaganda during the Napoleonic Wars. Napoleon's height was recorded in French inches, which were slightly larger than British inches. When converted, Napoleon's height was around 5'6", average for his time. Even today, the term Napoleon complex is used to describe men who overcompensate for their perceived lack of height with aggression and ambition. Let's set sail for Scandinavia now, where we'll be debunking a popular image of those fierce seafarers, the Vikings. Picture a Viking warrior, and what comes to mind? Chances are it's a burly figure wearing a horned helmet, right? Well, prepare to be surprised because Vikings didn't actually wear horned helmets. This iconic image is a historical inaccuracy that has persisted for centuries. One theory suggests it stems from artistic representations of Vikings from later centuries. Archaeological evidence tells a different story. Excavations of Viking burial sites and settlements have yielded numerous helmets, but none with horns. The helmets Vikings actually wore were typically simple, conical helmets made of iron or leather, designed for practicality and protection in battle. Now let's travel back to ancient Egypt and unravel the fascinating lineage of one of history's most iconic figures, Cleopatra. Known for her beauty, intelligence, and political acumen, Cleopatra is often depicted as the epitome of Egyptian royalty. But here's the twist. Cleopatra wasn't actually Egyptian. While she ruled Egypt as the last active pharaoh, her ancestry was primarily Greek. Cleopatra belonged to the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Greek family that ascended to the Egyptian throne after the death of Alexander the Great. Cleopatra, fluent in both Greek and Egyptian, embraced her dual heritage, using it to her advantage in the complex political landscape of the Roman world. Our journey takes us next to 17th century Massachusetts, where we'll delve into the dark chapter of the Salem witch trials. This period of mass hysteria and fear, fueled by accusations of witchcraft, has captivated historians and storytellers for centuries. Contrary to popular belief, the number of people executed for witchcraft in Salem was not in the hundreds or thousands. In reality, 20 individuals were put to death during the Salem witch trials, a tragic number, but far fewer than often imagined. Hundreds of others were accused of witchcraft, and many faced imprisonment, torture, and social ostracism. The Salem witch trials serve as a cautionary tale about the dangers of fear, religious extremism, and the abuse of power. Let's shift our focus now to the tumultuous period of the American Civil War, a time of great conflict and transformation in the United States, and examine one of its most significant documents, the Emancipation Proclamation, a decree that would change the course of history. Issued by President Abraham Lincoln in 1863 during the height of the Civil War, the Emancipation Proclamation is often hailed as the document that freed all slaves in the United States. A common misconception. While the Emancipation Proclamation was a monumental step towards ending slavery, it was not the final solution. It didn't actually free all slaves, as many believe. The proclamation declared that Slaves in Confederate states in rebellion against the United States were to be freed, a strategic move to weaken the Confederacy. However, it didn't apply to slaves in border states that remained loyal to the Union, nor did it affect those in areas already under Union control, or to areas of the Confederacy already under Union control, limiting its immediate impact. While the Emancipation Proclamation didn't immediately free all slaves, it was a crucial turning point. It transformed the war into a battle for human freedom, giving the Union a moral cause to fight for, paving the way for the eventual abolition of slavery with the passage of the 13th Amendment in 1865, which finally ended the institution of slavery in the United States. Our next stop takes us to the opulent court of pre-revolutionary France, where we'll debunk a famous quote attributed to one of history's most misunderstood figures, Marie Antoinette. The quote, "Let them eat cake," a phrase often used to illustrate the French queen's supposed indifference to the plight of the poor. But here's the thing, there's no evidence that Marie Antoinette ever uttered those words. The quote, widely attributed to her, is likely a fabrication that emerged during the French Revolution as a way to demonize the monarchy and fuel public outrage. In reality, Marie Antoinette, while known for her extravagant lifestyle, was not entirely indifferent to the suffering of the French people. She did engage in charitable acts and showed concern for the less fortunate. The "let them eat cake" quote serves as a reminder of the power of propaganda and the importance of questioning historical narratives. It teaches us to look deeper into the context and motivations behind such statements. By understanding the true story, we can better appreciate the complexities of history and the figures who lived through it. Our historical adventure takes us next to ancient Egypt, where we'll uncover the truth behind the construction of one of the world's most iconic wonders, the pyramids. These ancient structures have fascinated historians, archaeologists, and tourists alike for centuries. For centuries, the image of thousands of slaves toiling under the scorching sun to build these monumental tombs has been ingrained in our collective imagination. This narrative has been perpetuated through various forms of media and literature, but recent archaeological discoveries and scholarly research have challenged this long-held belief. New evidence has come to light, painting a different picture of the workforce behind these colossal structures. While it's true that slaves existed in ancient Egypt, evidence suggests that they were not the primary workforce behind the construction of the pyramids. Instead, the labor force was composed of skilled workers who were well organized and highly trained. Instead, it appears that the pyramids were built by skilled laborers, paid for their work and organized into specialized teams. These workers lived in nearby villages and were provided with food, shelter, and medical care. These findings suggest that pyramid construction was not only a feat of engineering, but also a massive public works project that provided employment and stimulated the ancient Egyptian economy. This new understanding highlights the sophistication and organization of ancient Egyptian society. Our journey through history takes us next to the shores of ancient Troy, where we'll delve into the epic tale of the Trojan War. This legendary conflict, immortalized in Homer's Iliad, has captivated readers and inspired countless works of art and literature for centuries. Archaeological evidence suggests that the city of Troy did exist and was destroyed and rebuilt multiple times, lending credence to the possibility of a historical conflict. The Trojan War, as depicted in Homer's Iliad and other ancient sources, likely blends historical events with mythology, creating a captivating narrative that reflects both the realities and the storytelling traditions of the time. Our final stop takes us to the ancient world's center of knowledge and scholarship, the Library of Alexandria. This legendary library, home to an unparalleled collection of scrolls and texts, represents the height of intellectual pursuit in the ancient world. And while the Library of Alexandria's destruction is often portrayed as a single catastrophic event, the reality is far more complex and tragic. The library's decline was not a sudden collapse, but a gradual process of decay and destruction that unfolded over centuries. Fires, conquests, and a decline in royal patronage all contributed to the library's slow demise. The Library of Alexandria's story is a reminder that even the greatest repositories of knowledge are not immune to the ravages of time and the vagaries of history. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we? From the Great Wall of China to the Library of Alexandria, we've debunked myths, challenged assumptions, and uncovered the hidden complexities of history. I hope this journey has left you with a sense of wonder and a thirst for more historical exploration. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating historical insights. See you next time.